You know, I like easy peasy, especially when it comes to hosting something like a Christmas or holiday afternoon tea, where you may have a few more guests than usual. So, anything you can make a day or two ahead of time is really helpful. When I came across these Christmas candy cane cookies, I thought, "Well, that's perfect." Hello and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Sonia and I'm so glad you're here. You know, candy canes are festive and iconic for the Christmas season, and the red and white is so colorful on a tea tray. I must say I also find it really satisfying if something that looks good also tastes good. And when a cookie is easy, well, that's the trifecta, isn't it? So first you will need 2.5 cups, that's 325 grams of all-purpose or plain flour. Then a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. In this case, I'm using kosher. You can use table salt if you need to, but you would use just a little less. Then 1 cup or 225 grams of unsalted butter at room temperature. Now, if your butter is salted, just leave out that salt. Then 1 cup or 120 grams of powdered sugar, also known as icing sugar. 2 large egg yolks, that's going to be about 32 grams, and you want that at room temperature. 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, and 1/2 teaspoon of almond extract. You can hardly see it here because it's clear, but there it is. Now, if you would rather not put in the almond extract, you don't have to, or you could even add peppermint extract if you wanted to make these candy canes true peppermint candy cane cookies. Or, if you would like, you could take peppermint candies and crush them up fine and sprinkle a little bit of that into your cookie dough. It's your choice, really. But today, I'm sticking with the almond extract. And then, of course, your red food coloring for later. And here's an idea. If you didn't want to use the red food coloring, you could use green food coloring and make these green and white candy canes. Or you could really go crazy and do a 3-part candy cane, making it red, green, and white. It's really up to you. Any way you do it, it's going to be great. So first I want to put my salt in the flour and just whisk that up a little bit, stir really, just to kind of mix that in ahead of time. And then once that's done fairly well, I'm going to set that aside because the first thing I'm going to do is cream my butter and sugar. I'm just going to put just a little bit of this. Oops, hello. Scrape this down just a little bit. Use a hand mixer with this, by the way. If you didn't have a stand mixer, that would work just fine too. But sometimes cookie dough can get a little thick, and so it's nice if you've got a stand mixer to do a little bit of that work for you. There we go. Now I'm going to add my egg yolks. And my almond, vanilla and almond extracts. Okay, now little by little, I'm going to add the flour. You can see this is very thick, but I wanted to scrape down the sides one last time. Make sure everything is well mixed. Good. I think that will do. See, it's going to be very thick, but very soft. So like I say, you could use a hand mixer, but just know it will be more of a challenge. There we go. So what I want to do now is I'm going to half this cookie dough because I want half red and half uncolored. And so if you were to add up all of the ingredients by gram, you would end up having about 700 grams of ingredients. So I'm going to half that, and I'm going to pull out about 350 grams of this dough. And then the other half, I'm going to add the food coloring to. Okay. Now, if you don't have a scale, or you don't want to go to this trouble, you could just eyeball it. You just want to make sure half of your dough is free of food coloring and the other half will get some. That's 328, 350 right on the nose. Okay. Now the amount of food coloring is really up to you. I kind of just eyeball it a little bit. That may be too much, but we'll see. Because remember, too, that when you bake with food coloring, the mere act of baking tends to lessen the color a little bit, or kind of fade. That's not bad, but I think I'm going to add just a little bit more. Ooh, that should do it. Surely that will be nice and red. Okay, I think that did it. That's nice and pretty. So now I'm going to take both colors and I'm going to put them in the refrigerator for just about 15 minutes. I don't want this to get too soft to deal with. It is already very soft. And we're going to be rolling this into candy canes, and I want it to be sure and be stiff enough to work. Okay, and there are our two cookie doughs. Now, 15 minutes in the fridge. And while those are cooling down, I've got my baking tray here. I'm going to line this with a piece of parchment. Okay, get that ready and set that aside. Okay, our cookie dough should be plenty cool now. What I've got here, my pastry mat, which will make it a little bit easier, I think, to roll out. I also have a ruler. This happens to be a 6-inch ruler. Don't know if you can see it well enough. I want about 5 inches for the length of my candy cane. Then I'm going to crook the end. So I'm going to use this as kind of my guide. And I've also got my scale back out here because I want to weigh my dough to make sure that each colors has the same amount. I want to make sure I've got the same amount of red as I have the white, because then when I put them together, they'll look more uniform. If you don't have a scale, don't worry about it. Just eyeball it. You want something about the size of a walnut. So let's see what I can do. I'm looking for about 15 grams. I can get 14 and I can get 16. Oh, come on. There, that's 15. All right. And you just want to kind of very gently, because again, this is still soft. But just move it out. Try to get it about even as best you can, because then we're going to be putting the other one with it. There we go, that's 15. Sometimes I find it easier to do it this way, because then I won't get as many finger knuckle prints with it. Okay, get those. All right, so what I'm going to do now is kind of get it where it'll twist. And now, kind of move that together. Now get our crook. And again, this is soft enough, you can always correct any mistakes before baking. Okay, the first tray of cookies is ready to go in, but because this dough is so soft, I'm going to put it back in the refrigerator for about 15 minutes before I put it in the oven. I don't want these candy canes to be spreading out so much that they are unrecognizable. So while the cookies are in the refrigerator, getting a little cooler, I'm going to preheat my oven to 375 degrees Fahrenheit. That's 190 degrees Celsius, gas mark 5. Okay, out to the refrigerator and into the oven they go for about 8 to 12 minutes. Oh, these smell so good baking. And they look so cute. I can smell that almond extract. It smells so good. And they did not puff up too much, and you can see they're just beginning to brown around the white edges. That's perfect. So this recipe makes about 2 dozen cookies, give or take. So I'm going to bake off a few more, and when they are completely cooled, we'll try one with a cup of tea. Don't these look adorable? They are completely cooled down now. In fact, it's been several hours since they were baked. So let's try one. Oh, wow. These are so delicious. They are light and airy, and yet they kind of just melt in your mouth, a little bit like shortbread. You know, that's the reason they must be left on the baking sheet to cool completely. If you try to take them off warm, even slightly, they're just going to crumble. And as good as these are the same day they're baked, well, the flavors are even a little stronger the next day. So don't worry about making these ahead of time. You can cover and store these in an airtight container for a week. They can even be frozen for a few months. And you know, even if you're not planning on hosting an afternoon tea during the holidays, these weeks can be so hectic. I hope you'll consider making these just for you. I mean, they're perfect for taking a break from all the hubbub with your own cup of tea. I hope you liked this video. If you did, hit that thumbs up to give it a like. And if you see the hype button down there, hit that too. It helps promote the channel. And consider subscribing for more afternoon tea videos. Until next time, bye-bye.